And welcome to the second segment of the iPad and Cubasis series. This is 1100 decibel sound. Uh, I hope eventually you'll support my channel. Basically, this will get us up to where we can share songs on using Cubasis uh, and make some wonderful music. Anyway, you're looking at a iPad, the 7th generation, with operating system OS 13. So that's what I'm using, and it's so I'm starting it off, and I'll start Cubasis, and you'll see it's Cubasis 3. So it takes it a minute to open. Once it's open, it's a blank track. So the first thing we're going to do is go here to Media and go to New Project, and then it'll come up, and yours will come up with a type-in screen to give it a name. Mine, I have a keyboard here. It's a wireless Bluetooth keyboard. They're kind of inexpensive, but for this video, it keeps the keypad from popping up. So I can type in the name of this project, and we'll call it Rock the World. Okay, so I'll pick OK, and so it's got a project in. So I can hit this sign here, and it'll drop that out of the way. So I have a blank canvas. So on this one, we're going to focus on MIDI, and last time I added an audio track, and we'll get back to audio in a future one, but right now we're going to add a MIDI. So we've added a MIDI track. Wow, there it is. Well, it comes up as a default as a piano. So we've got this song going. Of course, you always want to go in and set your BPM. So on this song, I'm going to go 85 is a good BPM for it. So we'll take 85, and we're going to have a pre-count on a 4/4 time, and pre-count on our recording in is 2 bars. Okay, and that's for the metronome. So we hit right here again, and it drops that window back. We can turn on the metronome there, and it'll give us a nice little click track at 85 beats per minute. So that's where we're at on that. And for this looper thing, we're going to extend it to 4. Actually, we need to extend it to 5 right there. And so for this, that's where it's set up for. We are going to go to the piano thing right here. We're going to hit it. And as you can see, I can pick many other instruments besides piano. And over here to the left, I can pick what type of piano I want. So if I wanted an organ sound, I could come down here, and of course I'm going to scroll up and see all the organ sounds I want. If I wanted a keys sound, I could scroll it up, and of course it has the old Mellotron tape files there. It's got several Mellotron for those who like the Mellotron. But for this one, we're just going to pick an acoustic piano. So you can come here and you can test, and then you can Molly phone preview means it's going to play one note at a time. Poly means it can play many notes at a time, so it can play a chord. Well, most of these come default with Cubasis. These sounds come Cubasis come with poly are automatically turned on. On some sense, you've got mono, and some sense you've got poly. In this case, this acoustic piano is that. So if you want to see it full bore, you can hit this list brow, and it'll go away here. And so now you just got the piano. So we're going to close this pop-up window again now that we know we have the piano sound. Now with Cubasis, you can come up over here on your left and come up with your keys to play the piano. And of course, you can play it by pressing the buttons, and you can even play chords if you want. So with your hand. So another thing I like to to do here. And if you're not a piano player, this can come in pretty handy. As you go to pads right there, and as you can see, it opened up some pads, and what they do, they play a chord. So I can play a melody right there, or a basic chord progression rather. But the strange thing is it popped up in a key, and I have no idea what key that's in. So wow, that's not very useful, since I'm going to make a song in G major, and it looks like it might be in some other key. So how do you change that? Well, I go here to edit, and right now it's got a B flat. You got to know a little bit about a piano keyboard, but that's a B flat major, and so that's what key these are all in right now. I'm going to change that to G, since I know a little bit about piano. I know where the G is, and you can tell that you changed it to G because this first pad's going to be G major inverted 2. Now, what does inverted mean? It means it's playing the notes differently on a piano, but it's still playing the G chord. So if I didn't want to invert, I could change it right here, and it would play the root at the bottom. Okay. And there's the key G major, 1 octave, and it's playing all the chords in G major that I can possibly have. So I don't have to be a piano player. I just have to know the notes I'm playing. So we're going to close the E edit, and it'll stay in G major. So if I wanted to go up the scale, I go G, A minor, B minor, A minor, G minor. So let's just try and record that while we're playing here. So once again, we're going to arm this track right here. We're going to hit rewind, and we got our metronome known, so it's going to do a pre-count in. So I'm going to give it a record on right now. So what have I done here? I'll hit stop, and as you can see now, I'm going to minimize this pads. I can come back to it later up here, but I'm going to rewind it and rewind it again. And now I played this piano, and I've actually played it. So I mean, you know, with some pads though. So so for whatever reason, we'll rewind it. We'll take it off record, and we'll hit play here. So I have a chord on an actual piece on the piano I have played just now. And so that is how you do a MIDI track using Cubasis. And of course, it automatically saves it. So if I pick outside the window, you know, this is automatically saved. And with Cubasis, it has a notepad down here. And in the notepad, I can type key of G. That way later, I'll know it's in the key of G, 85 beats per minute for time. So that'll let me know later what I had done if I don't get to come back to this project. So it's automatically saved now, so the next time we come up with Cubasis, we'll have that song played. The one thing you'll hear is in the playback of the MIDI, you don't hear the metronome, even though it's on. The MIDI doesn't record the metronome. It knows not to. So unlike the audio file, and we'll go back to that audio here in a little bit on the next version of the 1100 decibel sound channel. And so please support my channel, and we'll continue on with this series. I hope you like what you're seeing, and if you have a request for something specific, please let me know and we'll get to it. Thank you.